Hello and welcome back to another Nerdcast Spoilercast. We're talking all things Doctor Who Series 12 today, but it's not Josh, because he's a lazy that doesn't watch Doctor Who anymore. Instead of Josh, it's me, Will, and...
Sam!
Sam's here!
Not that anyone would know me, but... I'm Sam.
He's
Hello.
been around. If you've listened to like the Game of Thrones podcast,
What a mess that was.
yeah, that was all over the place. Well, get ready for another one, I guess. The series has just wrapped up for us. We just finished watching the last ever episode, and we'll be talking about the series as a whole. Probably mostly about that last episode because it's kind of the only one where anything happened. But before we get into spoilers, Sam, how have you felt about the series in a spoiler-free respect?
Going into it, both you and I were very nervous.
Yes.
Not nervous, but we just wanted it to land on its feet in a better way than what Season 11 did, or Series 11, depending on where you're from.
Yeah.
But no, overall, I was pretty happy with it. It had its filler episodes, I guess.
Yep.
Kind of like what most series do have.
Yeah.
But overall, I'm glad that it had something that followed through.
Yes, a natural arc this
Yeah,
series. Yeah.
because Season 11 just did not have that, and I didn't like it at all.
No, like, I almost accidentally opened up the series, 11 final episode.
Yeah.
And I could only see 3 letters. No idea what it was called.
No idea.
I don't remember. I remember the woman who fell to Earth, because that's like her first episode. Rosa.
Yep.
That's it.
Come to think of it.
I can't think of any other names, but apart from that, the first 3 basically.
If you didn't even say those names then, I would not be able to say them off the top of my head at all.
Yep, but... like, right now we could recite from Series 1 to, like, Series 5 or something, and it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. This series, despite the filler episodes, the filler episodes were still better than anything from last series.
It was still stuff that you could watch and be pleased with, and not watch it and cry afterwards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, God. But despite that, I still think this series as a whole lacked. Like, it's still, it's very much, it's better than last series, but last series was so bad, that's not that great.
Last series was so bad that they can still be not as good this time around, but still, like, fans are happy with it.
Yeah, totally. It's like, well, it's not as bad as last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall, I think the arc definitely helped it.
Yeah.
It definitely helped propel the series through, like, and the fact that it was addressed almost every episode, even in episodes that you wouldn't expect it to be addressed, which was nice. Like, even... like, the crap was in a lot of them, but even a lot of the previous series arcs would usually just be in, like, pivotal episodes.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it was almost draped throughout the entire series, which was cool. Yeah. Also, the companions this series...
Again, I think I'll let you start with that. Yeah. I'm very vocal about
Well, look, actually, you know what? They do so little that we can't even talk about it in the spoiler territory because there's nothing to spoil.
There's nothing to spoil about them at all.
No, like, far out. Like, again, and I didn't really do any talk about Doctor Who last season, but Graham, amazing.
He's great.
Incredible companion.
Yeah.
Everything he says is either funny or, like, emotional, and Bradley Walsh is amazing. The other two, just... it's like they're not trying, although in this last episode they tried to make Yaz important all of a sudden, and it was real jarring. It was, and we'll talk about that later, but the other two just kind of get nothing like,
at all.
No
substance.
No, they're like, and like, not just substance, but the two of them as actors, and it's one of those things, like, as people that aren't actors, it's hard to say, because it's like, well we're not in the industry, but they just feel so green, and so unprepared for what this show is. You've got Jodie, who has been in, like, Broadchurch and stuff, she has a presence, and, like, Bradley Walsh he's older, and he's just done more, and the two of them just feel comparatively just so nothing.
And I think it does come down to their experience as well, because Jodie and Bradley Walsh have done so much stuff in the past and a wide range of things.
Yeah, that's important too.
These two are... what are their names?
Yeah, Tosin Cole and...
Mandip Gill?
Yeah.
I mean, Exhibit A.
Yeah.
But, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is their first sort of major role, I guess.
I mean, Tosin was in that X-Wing in The Force Awakens, don't forget.
Wait, was he really?
Yeah. He was part of Poe's run on the Starkiller base.
Holy
it's got like
shit,
3
what?
shots. I know, right? I'll show you it after this.
Oh my god, this is news to me.
Yeah, totally. It's insane. I want them to be better, and I do think comparatively again to the previous series, there's a lot more potential for each 100%. Of them, and there's the dreamy episode. Again, who knows? Where something sleep. There's one episode in this called Orphan 55 or something, isn't there? The third one or something. The planet was called Orphan something or other. And
oh yes,
the names of this series are really they're bad.
Very odd.
Yeah, but the sleepy one, at least there's an episode entirely devoted to giving the characters, the companions, a bit more. But yeah, again, I don't know. And also before we dive into spoilers, Jodie, this series is the Doctor.
Yeah, she was pretty good. Yeah. Especially in this last episode, there's a lot of like traits, I would say, that she's adopted from past incarnation, which is pretty good.
Yeah, which it's an interesting, because I love her Doctor and I love Jodie as an actress, but I think that's a very good point that she does seem, and actually this final episode makes it maybe okay, that she does seem like an amalgamation of everything. Yeah. She doesn't quite have her own identity, but she's definitely the Doctor, but there doesn't seem to be much new to her as the Doctor. Like, there's not something that I would pick out, apart from her being a bit awkward, I guess, is her thing, but, and female, I guess, but there's not like a characteristic like Matt being young and Capaldi being old and David Tennant being like the adventure guy and stuff. Yeah. Doesn't feel like she's still, after this series, doesn't have a thing, I guess. She's definitely better than last series. Oh, I guess.
Way better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, I think if you haven't already watched the show, go watch it, or at least watch like 2 or 3 of the episodes. There's some good ones this series that you can kind of jump between. But if you haven't watched it, go away. We're gonna dive spoiler territory. The good
stuff comes.
Yes, the good stuff.
The juiciness.
Because, and again, leave. The big kids are talking now. Because there's so much in this series in terms of like lore. Because Doctor Who's never really had lore.
Yeah.
Like this series just sets up a lot more about Gallifrey and about the Doctor and about like time travel and it was cool.
Yeah.
But Chibnall just likes to tell you things. He doesn't like to show you things.
Yeah. That's like
that's the one thing. As much as I love this episode, it's like, show me it. Stop talking to me.
Or if he does attempt to show you it, it's very quick. It's not like. And there's a lot of things that happen when you feel like it's going to be this big reveal or there's going to be a big answer behind it. But it's the quickest and easiest thing.
Easy is definitely the word.
In the script.
Yeah.
And you're just kind of like, I was hoping for more, but okay.
Like, Time Lord Cybermen, what do they look like? Oh, they got big crowns and a cape. Okay.
Like, literally, if you thought of a Time Lord Cyberman, that is what you would think of. They'd be wearing the crowns and some kind of cloak or cape or whatever.
I mean, they looked pretty funny. They look cool. In a way, they did look cool.
And also, where
did they come from?
Yeah, they were so quickly made.
Look, I think the biggest takeaway from the way Chibnall is writing these stories is everything's easy. Like, everything is easy.
Yeah. Like, everything has an easy fix to it.
Yeah, and like, each story sets up a really interesting location. Usually there's too many characters is the biggest thing that this series seems to feel.
True.
And then you get an interesting premise, but that premise is quickly wrapped up in the last 10 minutes. They bump the episodes out to like 50 minutes, but they're still spending 40 minutes like going, oh, what's it going to be?
Yeah.
And then the last 10 minutes, it's like, the crows eat plastic. Okay. And I mean, obviously there's different writers, but he is the showrunner. It is his tone. He just wraps things up way too quickly. And
But being a show where now the episodes are almost an hour, you think that they would allow more room for the actual plot of the episode to just sprinkle little bits here and there about what's going on, but no, it's that thing of in the last 10 minutes, but they wrap it up, but it should be a case where, you know, maybe like the first 20 minutes is them sort of discovering what's going on, and then the rest of that episode is
that accelerating
it's slowly just coming into place and getting a end, I guess.
It's just so disappointing. Like, the biggest case is in...
Disappointing is a great word to put it.
There's so much potential. The biggest one is, like, the second part of the Spyfall, like, the opening, is so good. Like, those 2 episodes were really, really cool to watch.
No, they were cool.
But then you have this, like, cool back-and-forth time travel thing where the Master keeps meeting her, and, like, that was sick. But then the resolution of the whole thing is her coming in and being like, I did it! I did it. You didn't see me do it, but I did it.
But I did it.
I did it, and then it's like, oh, poo, and then she pushes him in the thing, and then, because we still have like 5 minutes left, we get a montage of how to make a plane. Like, that's what they spend time with, rather than showing, her traveling back in time, meeting the person who made the sculpture, going, let's do this instead, but no. And it's one of those things where it works. And it works because it's like a reveal. Like, if we'd seen it, of course, it would have been like, oh, well, we know how she's going to fix it. But it just, everything feels cheap.
But those are also the things where it's the make or break between you finishing the episode and going, okay, that was alright, or finishing the episode and going, that was actually really good.
Totally.
Because it had substance. If these things were improved, then it would feel like the height of Doctor Who again, where it was like David Tennant and Matt Smith, where those episodes were just
wall to wall. Because
amazing.
They're all like they're all great concepts.
Yeah.
Like, take apart the episodes for what they are. Like, every episode of this series were real interesting ideas, but it is just, and it's the inverse of what a lot of films do, where it's like they leave you with a really cool thing. Like, obviously, Endgame, great film, but say the whole film was crap up until the point where it's Avengers Assemble, you're like, oh, that was the best movie I've ever seen. Whereas these episodes do the opposite, and they're like, this is so good, and then they leave you on such a sour note that you're like, well, the whole episode sucked. But it didn't. There's so much good here, but every episode kicks itself in the balls at the end of it, basically.
In a way, yeah.
Do you have an episode that comes to mind, like a favourite one from this series? Apart from probably the last one, but
I can't. I'm so bad with titles, but I can't remember the name of it. But probably the one with the Judoon.
Yeah.
That was probably, but only because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
And it's such interesting stuff, and in a way, a little bit of fan service as well.
Yeah.
It's because they're bringing in all those good elements that was my favourite episode.
Because as like an episode, nothing happens.
Nothing really.
It's only good for the arc.
It's more of like a setup. For a few things.
Yeah.
But then even in that, there's a few things that still aren't explained in this finale, and you're like,
where are we going?
Where are we going with it?
Yeah.
But I mean,
it's like, a cool episode.
Yeah, it's a cool episode because there's a lot of like Doctor Who moments, like a lot of reveals where it's like classic Doctor Who.
Totally, yeah.
Like just cool things happening.
Yeah.
But what about you?
I mean, that's definitely up there. I think the one that comes closest to being really, really good for me is that Dream episode.
Okay.
Because it's like, you get these great moments for each of the companions. It's really good. Jodie feels really good in it as well. She feels like, because she has that bit where she's without the companions and she travels back to whatever period of time, and she's by herself and she has those little moments talking to herself, and like, she felt really good. The set, like the spaceship set, was really cool.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
I just remembered the fingers. Maybe it's not mine. Actually, you know which one?
Getting a wet willy from that monster.
That just ruined me. That's not my favourite anymore. You know what might be my favourite? Is probably maybe the crow plastic one.
Really?
That was pretty cool. Again, it's the thing, it falls apart at the end. But for most of that episode, it was pretty cool.
It's a cool concept.
Chibnall loves this idea of like 3 different locations. Like, if you look at all the episodes he's done, it's always over 3 different places.
Yeah.
And so that episode has it. But I think it does it the best.
Yeah.
Except for Ryan just turning up and being like, hello, who are you? I'm just
here.
Yeah. Thanks, mate.
Thanks for that info, Ryan.
But that felt the most like, you know, in like series 7, the first half, when they're like, we're gonna make everything like a movie. That episode felt like it was almost doing that. Which was really cool, and I did like the idea. Like, when she was like, oh, they're eating the plastic and that's infecting them. I was like, that's a cool global message.
Yes.
It's a cool, like, Doctor Who-y thing.
And it wasn't a thing where they, like... Because I can't remember the episode, but there's an episode where she has a big, like, global warming speech
that's
at the
the
end.
orphan one. That one.
So, moments like that, where it's, like, a spur-of-the-moment speech, it's very, like, just on the nose, really hits you.
Yeah.
But when it's an episode that's kind of based around that sort of problem,
totally.
You don't sit and watch it and go, okay, this is a message about
it's like this
waste and stuff.
This is a cool integration of that.
But it's funny that... Wait, I just totally forgot where I was going. Oh, no. No, okay, sorry.
Just by the way, that bit will stay in because it was funny. I might have said to you that I'll cut things out. I'm not cutting that out.
No, but what you were talking about where in that episode with like the plastic where you sort of see each group of Team TARDIS or their own thing, those moments I kind of like because it shows a growth in that dynamic.
Yeah.
Like it shows that they're comfortable being in this new environment, being with the Doctor. And yeah, I don't know, for me that's just cool because they go from being these like scared, like, you know, uneducated humans about what's out there to being very comfortable being these like spies in disguise.
Yeah, totally.
You know,
I mean, to the point where Yaz is like, I'm going to do this by myself.
Yeah,
You can go away.
I'm going to go into this building where we almost died and retrieve something, but you're going to go away for an hour, is that right?
Yeah, you're going to go away in the box that can teleport inside buildings.
And materialise around things. You're going to leave me in there for an hour.
Sure.
Which may only take me 5 minutes, but you know, I guess I can go and get a coffee in the meantime.
What is that? What does it mean? I'll be back in an hour. That doesn't mean anything to you. I did say it was my favourite one. There's a lot of good in that one, I think. The biggest thing is there's no episode in the series that's like Rosa. Because that episode was so solid in history. I think that's one thing that
because that's probably the episode of season 11 that does stand out the most for me. I'm saying series and season.
That's fine. They know.
But yeah, that like when I think of series 11, that like just
I want to watch it again.
Just the moment of them on the bus when that whole scene, like that's the moment of series 11 that stands out the most for me. Above everything else, being her first series, like the fact that stands out for me the most says a lot about
it does,
the series.
When it's nothing to do with her, it's about history.
It's about history.
And like even that episode, it makes such. I mean, this is about series 12. It's fine. It makes such good use of each of the companions as well. Like having like Ryan have, and I guess Yaz as well, having up against that, and like Graham being a white dude is totally fine. And shut up, computer. But yeah, it's like there wasn't an episode like that where even the stupid time agent thing was fine. Like that whole episode feels solid and felt expensive.
Yeah.
It was just some weird, like, sometimes the effects dip back into, like, Russell T Davies' era of Doctor Who.
A little bit, yeah.
It was like, what's happening? Like, the fingers?
The best one is in the Judoon episode, the scenic shot of their ship.
Oh, buddy.
They use it about 5 times. And you're like, can you not just flip it or reverse it or just put a filter over it?
And when they, like, she's looking through the binoculars and she's looking straight on, but the camera still moves.
It's the same thing.
Oh, and it's the episode surely they knew everyone was going to be raving and talking about, and they didn't, because this final episode had some incredible effect shots.
Really cool shots.
Yeah. Like when the ship explodes, that was sick.
And just it coming down over the city.
And like, all the Citadel stuff was sick.
Yeah, that was great.
I feel like we just have to devote the end of this all about that episode, because there's so much to talk about. But I think this series, it's definitely a push in the right direction, and I think the main thing is that Chibnall's letting Doctor Who exist.
Yeah.
Like last series, it was like trapping the past 55 years into like a Tupperware container and like sealing the lid and being like...
trying a bit too hard.
Yeah, it was don't forget what the show was. Like, there isn't a single reference to the show. Like, it's like the second episode of this series is when she's like, this is who I am. I'm the Doctor. I'm a Time Lord. I'm like... This has taken a whole series.
It's taken a whole season,
Yeah. And ironically, where we ended up in this series, compared to last series, we're not going to...
Full 180.
Absolutely, as the great Dua Lipa once said. I'm very glad that they're acknowledging that Doctor Who is a show that's 50-something years old.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I don't know if I'm excited for a Dalek episode for Christmas again.
Yeah.
We had that last series.
Yeah, I mean, it's always that thing of, like, the Daleks are always making a comeback.
Yeah.
Like, just give up, guys.
Yeah, totally.
Give up for a little
you're
bit.
gonna get defeated.
Yeah.
But also, like, coming off the back of, like, the Master, the Cybermen, to then do the Daleks, it almost feels too much.
It feels too much. And even them having the Master in this series, I felt was too much. Because when we do see him in the first episode, I was like, wait a minute. I was like... Because I had to rewind it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't sure that that was a master reveal.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I remember you saying.
What?
Yeah.
So I went back and watched it again, and I was like, oh, so
It's
that's
him.
the master.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the fact that he would like shrink down people and stuff.
Yeah,
that was
that's
cool.
good. That's a good bit. That's a classic.
Yeah,
as well,
that's why I thought it was so cool. Probably like the one like reference to like
directly. Yeah.
But no, I just because one, it's gonna have people asking a lot of questions about how has the master become reborn again after what happened to Missy and Peter Capaldi's episode.
She was dead.
She was dead.
Yeah.
2, it's so soon.
It is.
It's so soon.
And not just like soon in the series, but soon after Missy, who was redeemed.
Yeah.
Like the master, it was almost like the master's story was over.
Yeah.
Like there was no more to do.
And they don't explain how he came about again, Will.
They don't. But one theory which I slightly subscribe to, but I also don't like the idea of like out of sequence stuff. But that the master, actually no, this episode kind of changes that. But maybe not. But this master is before Missy, which I know would ruin the John Sim thing, but that's why Missy is like, I remember when he was a little girl. Like it's like she's talking about being this master seeing Jodie Whittaker as like a little thing.
That would be cool.
But even this master knowing everything he knows, then becoming Missy and knowing that the Doctor was once a girl in a form of regeneration life.
Am I right in asking how would he become Missy if he got blown up on Gallifrey?
Well, it's the master. It's almost the same question as how does this master exist?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, in a classic Who, the master would just get killed and be back.
He'd be back the next day.
Which I get they're doing, but it's a modern series.
Yeah, and in this day of age, you need reasoning. Like even though, like I'm one of these people where I'll watch things, like I'll watch a movie. Yeah. Things will be happening that aren't explained, but you notice them happening, and you go, okay, well that makes sense.
This is this. Yeah.
So you can connect the dots easily. Yeah. But there are people out there that are stubborn and they cannot do that. And that is where Reddit comes in. Yeah. And it makes me mad.
and like on top of that, when you do that, you've then made people angry, and then those people will shape how you make the next series, and you'll just make the show worse and worse, and then you'll make The Rise of Skywalker, and nothing will have a reason to exist. We both like that movie, by the way, but it is there's a lot of problems.
We love and hate that movie. Yeah.
But did you like this master? As like a portrayal?
I thought he was really good. He had I'm a big fan of characters that have a very psychotic edge. So probably one of my favorite villains in comic books is the Joker, because he is so unpredictable and so psychotic, and there's so many different incarnations of that character. But like the scene where he ingested like the Cyberman Matrix or whatever it was called, and he's just having his full-blown fit. I was like,
and like dancing about it. That was great.
And it's like a mixture of like enjoyment and pain. I was like, this is
but he's enjoying the pain.
Exactly.
Totally.
But just him having this like psychotic edge to him, I thought was great. So I thought he did really well.
I didn't like him in his reveal.
Yeah.
There was just something, it might have just been, it might be fine if I watch it now, seeing where he gets to, but it was almost like a John Sim master impersonation, but in this final episode,
it was great.
He's so cool, and his costume is cool.
It's a very Matt Smith.
Yeah, well, I've watched an interview with him, and he's like, I feel like, it's almost like if I was Doctor Who, and it's like if William Yates was Doctor Who, and I accidentally did a Matt Smith impersonation, because watching the interview, he's like, they were like, oh, who would you like to meet? And he was like, oh, I love all of them. But he's like, I think I'd like to meet Matt Smith, because I think my master's very similar to him. As in, like, oh, shit.
I think his master and Matt Smith's Doctor would have made a really cool pairing. That would have been cool.
At the same time, him and Jodie are really good.
Great.
Because she's so subdued in her performance that it's like a real good... But if we can get like, I think it'll be the 60th in like 4 years.
Something like that,
If we can get Matt Smith back and that master back in a scene together.
Perfection.
That'd be amazing. That'd be cool. I can almost imagine just like an isolated moment with those two. Yeah. Now sometimes they just mix up that sort of stuff.
Because 11 never met the master, did he?
No, he didn't. He had the Dream Lord. That was his like master.
So it'd be cool to see how he would interact with this character.
It'd be almost like the Crisis event where you get characters that have never met before. Yeah. Well, even just like having Supergirl, Lex, and Smallville kind of meet. Stuff like that. Yeah. Do that for the 60th.
Do that for the 60th, and please. Sam will be a happy boy.
Oh, yes. But I guess, look, we should just get down to it. These last two episodes. As a whole, did you How'd you feel?
Actually, before I start, I will just say...
Are we sponsored?
SeatGeek is in no, in Spyfall...
Yes.
The beings of light...
Yeah.
So what were they?
That's true. I was so sure it was going to tie together. Maybe? Because that's what I think... I think because we knew the Cybermen were coming back... I think that's what everyone assumed.
Well, yeah, because I said, like I was talking to you about it, and I said it reminded me of Army of Ghosts in season 2.
Totally.
Where they were those white and things that everyone thought they were ghosts.
But we never.
But yes, and then and then where would those people get transported to? Where it was like they looked like massive wires.
Yeah, which I thought might have been a miniaturized carpet. I thought people were being miniaturized into a carpet and they were like the fibers of the carpet. But clearly no.
Well, like, because I'll say my theory in case people are interested.
Yeah.
But yeah, my theory to you was imagine if that, like, realm was a living realm within, like, the Cybermen sort of like...
Like the consciousness kind of...
Yeah. And it'd be connected to each one of them so that when you do get made into a Cyberman, your consciousness survives within this realm, so you can still sort of interact and admire what's going on, but it's still incredibly like painful and you know, traumatizing, some of that. Yeah. So I thought that would be interesting.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But clearly, it's just another one of Doctor Who's
clearly people aren't smart enough over there to see, but you know.
Yeah, it's annoying because I feel like there was a lot of potential with tying it in with like alternate realities and like tears in dimensions and stuff, which is where we ended up with this finale, but it kind of, I guess I just didn't want to. Yeah. It might come back, maybe, I guess.
Hopefully.
It's just weird that episode is the Master. Yeah. And then to have him in this finale and not to reference, like, because he comes back from that as well, yeah.
I was waiting for them to sort of mention that and mention where he was going with that, but...
Yeah, because with that Cyberman thing, if he was stuck there, because he was stuck in that alternate dimension,
that's right.
You could just tie it in that they are Cybermen while he was there. He formulated a plan or something with the Cybermen.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, my overall thoughts.
Yeah, of his last three.
Sidetrack of...
They love a good theory.
Yeah. But yeah, no, overall, I thought it was pretty solid. The thing about episode 9 that I said to you that annoyed me was that the flashbacks of what we now know as the history of the Timeless Child, it just took away from what was actually happening in the episode, because the whole time I'm like, well, what is this deal? I was like, what's going on?
I don't care about that other thing. I was like,
what is this? Why has this kid been enrolled as a police officer at the age of 10?
Totally.
And falling off a cliff.
Yeah, and what's up with his dad?
Yeah, and what's up with his dad? Because, to be honest, when he fell off the cliff and came back to life, I was like, that's not Captain Jack, is it?
Yeah, that would have been.
I was like, is that something to do with... Because the way he came back was very... I could breathe.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I mean, that was probably my only gripe. Not so much a gripe, but the other thing that I'm a bit unsettled by is how much this final episode has changed
Doctor Who.
As a whole. Like, because now... William Hartnell technically isn't the first Doctor.
Just the first of this life.
So I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, and it just opens up. It's like, it opens up doors that I don't need to see. Yeah. It's like, cool, I guess, but it's almost like the only thing that comes out of that is like, oh, that's an explanation for the Ruth Doctor, and that's it. Yeah, that's the only thing it explains.
But even then, that whole thing was like, I think you know who I am. I'm like, well, no.
I don't.
This isn't a time where we can just connect the dots. You need to tell us.
Yeah. I mean, unless it is all like being held off for the 60th or like there is a bigger plan. But it's interesting. It is. And as a lore thing, the one thing they should have changed, it shouldn't have been the Doctor. Because learning that a child was stolen and the Time Lords used that child to create regeneration as a thing, that's dark enough. Yeah. Like, that's enough. What does that add for the Doctor to be that child? Yeah. It doesn't really take anything away.
Yeah, because the one thing that I thought was really cool about that is that now the Doctor isn't a Time Lord. She's something else.
And she's from another universe. Yeah. Another timeline.
So I, like that, like, imagine if this next series is her trying to find out where she really came from.
That would be sick.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, because she's not even Gallifreyan.
No.
Yeah. That would be cool, and she's on her own. Yeah. So maybe it is. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah. If they nail that, that'd be cool. Then I have no problem with the idea that there was more. Yeah. But it is big thing, and I feel like if I go on Reddit, it'll be a split, because I do think that it's a cool idea.
Yeah.
And I'm sure people that don't care about lore and like history of shows and stuff, they'll be happy with it and not have a problem.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like, if you care about the show in a big way, it would be, you know, if you're a 50-year-old that grew up with the originals,
of course.
it would be
totally.
It would be a thing.
Even that thing of the Time Lords stealing that gene of being able to transform themselves when they die and regenerate into something new.
Yeah.
Like, that is what we've known Time Lords to be.
Forever.
And what has made them so interesting. So
it's not even theirs.
Imagine being a boomer now.
Totally.
Who's watching this going, this is not ours meant to be.
Totally. And look, here's the thing. If you are that boomer, just remember, you can just not watch, or you can just pretend that didn't happen.
Just write your own script.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's what I did when I was a boomer at the age of 10. But yeah, I do think it was really interesting, and I think if they nailed that idea of like her finding her home, I guess Mandalorian a bit, but it would be fine. I'd be totally fine with it. But as it stands, it's a bit like, oh, okay, because I think we all saw it sort of coming.
Well, yeah, because like I was gonna say this, but I think I was either talking to you, or I think it was in Crispy's video. Shout out to Oscar. How you going, mate?
Yeah.
Who Buster's still going? But I think it was either you or him. They mentioned that what if it's
it was
where
Crispy's,
like the Time Lords take that thing of being able to you know, come back to life and make it their own.
It's like, it was, I think we all saw it, but we're hoping it was something else. I think was the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And I can't remember, because it's in the bandage episode where all the bandages are f***ing around. That they say that she's the timeless child, don't they?
I don't think it's directly, but it's very close to being like,
we're talking about you. Yeah. Which is why when she's like, no, I'm like, love.
You saw it coming.
Come on now.
The Band-Aids told you.
The Band-Aids, mate. It's just, it felt like, and like, when the Master's like, oh, come on, keep up. I'm like, don't do that.
I'm like, dude, I'm barely keeping up. Don't.
What are you talking about, mate?
What are you doing?
It was weird. But yeah, I think these 3 episodes, I guess,
they were pretty good.
They were pretty solid.
Yeah.
Like, I do think it was creeping towards the Matt Smith, Peter Capaldi kind of stuff, where it was big and crazy ideas.
Which
and
is what we like.
It's what we want. Yeah, cinematic Doctor Who.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
There was speaking of like cinematic Who, there was a lot of cool shots in this.
There was some cool shots. This whole series has been shot really well. I think I tweeted it out that this series could be the worst series of Doctor Who, but at the same time it has the best sets and like the best production design Doctor Who's ever had. Like, everything looks really good.
Yeah, it looks really solid.
Yeah, but no, this episode had some they're very good. Like, even just the shots of like the Doctor's hidden former life in like Ireland. That was really nice to watch. Yeah. Like, just as a thing. Yeah. Which, by the way, is a little classic Doctor Who thing, or just in general, whenever the Doctor's like, I'm from Gallifrey, people always say, is that an island? And so cool. The Doctor hid her thoughts of Gallifrey by making it look like Ireland. Yeah. So they've done that as a little...
Was it her that did that, or were they left...
Well, the thing... I think it was the... And here's the crux of watching this episode. It's not very clear. I think it was the Doctor, when that was happening, twisted those memories so that when they were trying to wipe them, they didn't delete them, because they were like, oh, it's a human. I don't know what that's about. Like, so it's a hidden memory within a memory. Okay. So it's like, it's everything, all that stuff happened, but it happened like this. Yeah, okay. But she changed it to that so that they wouldn't delete it, I guess.
Yeah, cool.
But it also just brings up the question of how dumb are the Time Lords? That they didn't go, child fall off ledge, child not die, child not grow old, child work for police. This sounds familiar. Like, right up to the point of child gets electrocuted by 2 people that haven't aged. Like, they probably at that point go, while they're electrocuting, going, oh shit, this is pretty similar.
I think I've seen this one before.
Yeah, let's get rid of this, just in case. It's a bit weird, but again, real interesting ideas about the show. And it was such an interesting series, because every episode was just a ride of like, I think this is working.
Yeah. No, yeah. Like, literally in every single episode, it gets to a point where you're like, holy shit, I think this is good. I think this is a good episode.
Yeah. It's usually when Jodie's being the Doctor. Yeah, you're like, oh shit, she's ready.
Yeah. What would, like, overall, what would you say was your favourite shot or scene?
Well, I mean, probably because we've only just watched it, but it's the shot near the end of that episode of the Doctor with the button, and the Master's just basically licking her hand. Like, I don't know, it was just really like, how
he puts the lotion on the skin.
Oh, God. Don't change that. It's like, there was already enough sexual tension between those two. 100%. But, like, just how intensely he was. And it was, because it was such a strange choice of, like, just the whole composition. But, like, I really like that. Yeah. But, there's a great shot in the Judoon episode where it goes from the Earth and it pans right onto the Judoon ship. And it was so good, they used it like 5 times. I can't think of a specific shot, but have you got one in mind?
Not because it's from the episode I enjoyed the most, which was the Judoon one, but I love elements in Doctor Who where it's the Doctor not knowing what the is going on.
Yeah, totally.
So when in that episode, when she's wiping away the dirt,
that was good.
And it reveals the TARDIS police sign, that is probably like, because back in like Matt Smith's era, when he pulls the chunk of the TARDIS door sign out of the crack,
it's a similar kind of thing.
That is another really cool. Like, I just love stuff like that where it's stuff we're
at the same level of the Doctor where we're like,
it's like stuff that's going to impact their life, but they don't know how and they don't know when. And that's what I love. So, yeah, just her finding that grave and then revealing this TARDIS, I was like, that is cool.
You've just brought up a thing.
Yeah.
If Ruth is part of a different period of the Doctor's life, like a period before William Hartnell, that's what's kind of assumed.
That's what it's alluding at, yeah.
Why is it a police box? That doesn't make any sense.
Could it just be that even before Hartnell she had a police box, but like again they've changed that memory for him to think that...
You reckon they want to do that?
Hey,
that's
look,
a big...
They've gone this far.
It's true. I think the trickiest thing is because we've seen that. We've seen William Hartnell in a junkyard with the police box. It's like...
Yeah.
And because we've seen Clara and William Hartnell, and it wasn't a police box.
The bare TARDIS.
Yeah. So it's like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Unless that's why Ruth was even in this, because they want that to be explained later.
Yeah.
That this is a bigger thing.
Well, I was kind of hoping it was going to be that thing that we wanted, where it was a multiverse thing.
Yeah.
She came from a different universe where she was the Doctor and that was her TARDIS.
So the scene in this episode was the Ezra Miller and Grant Gustin scene where they're talking to each other. Because that's it, like, because it just feels like, and maybe it is, it feels like that's not finished. Like, they've cast a different actress as the Doctor.
Yeah.
Like, that feels like that's
big.
Yeah, that has to be more. Maybe that is what the next series is. Maybe she's from that other universe. Maybe the Timeless Child is timeless because when she fell here, she didn't leave that universe. Like, there's an alternate, like, timeline running where our Doctor fell to, let's say, our universe. And all this stuff happened, but she also, at the same time, never left where she once was.
Right, okay.
And that kind of timeline...
So she's coexisting...
Yeah.
Between multiple universes.
Yeah, and like those things are still bleeding because the line "time is swirling around me" doesn't correlate to this really.
I'm so glad that you remember all this shit because I've got no fucking
I just remember because it was such a cool thing where she's like time is swirling all around me, like things aren't making sense and stuff, and that doesn't really. I feel like that doesn't finish here.
No,
I feel like there's more.
Like it's got to allude to more stuff because this, like, literally, this was one of the most like compelling things since like the Capaldi era.
Yeah,
and like
I mean, I would say even all the way to the crack. Like I don't think anything's gotten me more like where are we going?
Actually,
because Capaldi's era is good,
true.
but nothing is big.
No, but like this is like proper like what is going on.
Yeah,
so there's no way that they are going to leave it at a dead end here because if they do, I'm not going to be happy.
I know, right?
And the BBC will be hearing from me.
God. Like, really? Like, because even the way they get rid of the Master and the Cybermen and the like, that's a big thing to do and to... Because Gallifrey's 100% gone now.
Yeah.
No one is alive.
Yeah.
The planet is barren.
50th was a waste.
Exactly. Like, they have to keep going.
Yeah.
It would be... I'm just hanging on your thing of, this next series being about her finding...
I reckon that'd be really cool.
That just makes so much sense. And it would be really good. That's just really exciting to me. And the one thing I hope is, because this series is almost like it is almost a checklist of like, here's all the things you got angry weren't in last series.
Yep.
Hopefully they now have the right mindset, and that this series will be what we want, kind of thing. As much as even Harrison Ford's like, well, I don't want to make the Indiana Jones film.
And there's the Ellen show going, we're doing it.
Yeah. Shut up, Harrison. Hopefully they know what they're doing for the next series, because there's a lot of potential. Are the companions coming back? Because I wish they don't.
Yeah, like if this was their end, I would be okay with it in a way, because they didn't leave an impact on me for me to be like, no, come back. You know?
And it's a unique thing. Yeah, like, we haven't had a companion just leave.
Yeah.
So that would be cool. Yeah. And like the door is literally open for them, because they've got a TARDIS. Pretty much. Oh no, she took it back from them.
No,
because the TARDIS that she landed on Gallifrey was a tree, or wherever. No,
because they had two.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, so she
got rid of them.
So she sent them in one, and then she took another one. But also the tree thing, I would love the idea of just one day this kid is playing with his friends and walks into a fucking TARDIS.
Don't forget, humans are not alive on that planet. There is not a single human left.
Oh, was that on...
She left that on the future planet, because that's where she then got the TARDIS. So that's where...
Right, okay.
So don't forget, categorically, I don't think that's the right word, in the Doctor Who universe, the human race dies.
Yeah.
The Cybermen kill everyone.
Because the way this episode was going as well, I thought it was... Like, there was something that was said, but I think it was as she was talking about, okay, I'm going to send you back to this century, this time, and you guys can live your lives, blah, blah, blah. I thought that was them giving the okay that we're going to stop this here, and all that will never happen.
Yeah, like a Terminator.
Yeah, like that. Clearly not.
No.
But where the hell was Jack?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I would say, although it's not really the person you'd bring back, but a prison cell escape, would it be a Jack thing?
Look, if he is the one to break her out of there,
that'd be pretty cool.
All for that.
Imagine if it's still a cameo. Like, it's still like a 2-minute thing of him going, sorry, I said I'd be here when you needed me, I'm here. Yeah, like, it's just that quick. Like, that'd be fun. And then just have him kind of swoop in and out every now and then.
Like, how cool would it be if he had these minor cameos, always in the wrong order, but then if you edit them together, it's like one flowing sort of thing that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like a short film of Jack's life.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
There's no way he's got that much foresight, Chibnall.
But even that moment in this series of seeing Jack Harkness and his entrance was just so freaking cool.
Yeah. And just like the balls to go, we'll just put the voice first. Like, to just do that was such a good little tease.
And it was funny because, like, you realised it was him straight away. But I was sitting there and I just heard this voice. I did not even blink an eye.
That's even better.
And then I've seen him and literally leapt off the lounge and gone, you are joking!
Yes. Oh, man. This is why you almost need a webcam whenever you're watching this.
I know, I really do.
But it was the freaking just Judoon episode. You shouldn't need a webcam for that episode. It's a bunch of Judoons? Sure. Judoons? But yeah, that was sick. It was, and he looks the same.
He looks
the damn same.
All they would have done is dyed his hair.
Yeah.
And it's the same bloke.
And just like, we don't get, like, even though Jodie's got a coat, the jackets, it's not the same jacket. It's a Russell T Davies era jacket. They were thicker, they swooshed differently, and just seeing that run around on screen again.
And it was cool as well, because I think I'm pretty sure it's on the Doctor Who YouTube channel, but it was like behind the scenes of like that day, and he said that they were unsure where they were going to get the coat from.
That's right,
and he had his one that he used on Doctor Who and Torchwood, and he just brought that and used that. And I was like, that is cool.
Screen accurate, one-to-one. Well, I will never not love that Tennant just wore his suit for the 50th.
Yeah.
Like, that's so friggin' funny.
Same suit.
Yeah.
And it just,
it's so good. I love it. But yeah, that was incredible. I almost want more fan service moments.
I know.
Like, I kind of want, as we get closer to the 60th, if they do it, like, to dial it up slowly but surely and just give us more of those kinds of things, like the Master having the tissue compressor, Captain Jack Harkness, classic TARDIS, always popping in and out, was really good. Admittedly, better TARDIS than her Cap TARDIS. Every time they're in it, I'm like, just stay a little longer. Just give it more. Although, the entrance at the end of this episode was really cool. Like the lights. Just slowly.
The way you like powered up. I was like, that's a TARDIS. That's cool.
It's what it takes us to our next point. It's what we've wanted to see more of is TARDIS stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's the moment that when we first saw it.
Yeah.
That's what we should have seen.
Yeah.
Like a slow build of like this is the new console, but it's like she just goes in and everyone's like, oh wow, it's pretty cool. Yeah. Let's move on. Like. No, that was the bit.
That was a bit where you want me to freak out and lose your freaking mind.
But no, TARDIS stuff this series and last series didn't exist.
Yeah, no. Like with that thing as well, the TARDIS powering up. Yeah. Because the last thing to turn on is the console and the surrounding columns. Yeah. Do you like this is what I like, but do you reckon if they didn't turn on those orange lights, it would look a lot better?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an interesting console because there was a few moments this series where I think they put more lights in and it looked better.
Yeah.
But I do almost think last series when it was dark and a bit dingy, it was pretty cool. And I think... And the one good thing they did this series, though, Sam, is they got rid of the little penis bits.
Did they?
Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore.
Oh, cool.
Those little bits that kind of follow the middle.
Yeah. So, like, the bits that come off the side columns and into the middle.
And just kind of weirdly limp up and down. Yeah, they got rid of them.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, they made a good choice. They added stairs. So, I've described this to you before, but I need to just put this out into the opening. I can't even remember which episode it's in. The companions all sitting on the stairs watching the Doctor... watching the Doctor do stuff. And look, I'm not going to remember the dialogue, but they're all sitting there, the three of them are sitting there, and... Like, they're watching her, and then she turns around and goes, oh, how long you been there? And it's like, that implies that they were somewhere else. They walked in, they all perfectly sat on different steps, sat and just watched the Doctor run around and go, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Like, what is it? And also that the Doctor was so preoccupied, she didn't see three people enter the room.
Just sense three people staring at her for probably half an hour.
It's the weirdest. It's the epitome of Chibnall not knowing what humans are.
Yeah.
Like how humans talk and how human. Because everyone in this series were they were characters.
Yeah.
No one felt like a real human. Like, apart from Graham. Graham's was definitely very human.
Good.
But no one felt real.
Yeah. And there were very odd moments for Yaz where, like, there was the flashback scenes of before she was a cop.
Yeah.
And she was like depressed and like I think suicidal.
Yeah, assumedly that's where she left to do something. Yeah.
But like what why?
Yeah, it's such a like, oh shit, we didn't give her a character trait.
Yeah.
But it's like, you've already made her a police officer.
Yeah.
Focus on that.
Yeah.
Do something with that. Yeah. It's a bit dark, but there was a Reddit comment that was at the episode before that where she's like, I'm going to go do the thing, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And someone's like, I'm so glad that they've finally given Yaz a character trait, suicidal. And then the following episode is that. And the best thing...
Oh, no!
The best thing was going back to going to the episode Reddit thread for the episode, and that same commenter was like the most upvote comment, and it was like, sorry guys.
Oh man, that's good.
So that was good fun.
Yeah.
But it was weird. Ryan, at least they just didn't bother.
No.
So at least it didn't feel like they didn't know what they were doing with him, because they didn't. It was like he was one thing and that was boring.
Yeah.
Whereas Yaz, it was like her Vin Diesel episode all about family last series, and then you got all this stuff this series. It's like, and she's a police officer. It's like, pick a thing. It's just a bit weird.
But back onto the TARDIS topic.
Yes.
So yeah, like more TARDIS, because like when I was a kid watching like Eccleston and Tennant, the thing I loved the most, like the TARDIS was a character to me.
Yes.
And I just love seeing new things involving the TARDIS, seeing them use it for different styles of technology and in different ways. But with that being said, you know this, one of my major gripes about Doctor Who, like now, is that you can say hello or breathe in her direction and she'll be like, I've got a spaceship. Do you want to come on board?
Come on in.
Whereas when it was like David Tennant and Eccleston, the TARDIS was a very sacred and like it was a thing where you didn't know a lot about it. They wouldn't make it known that it was a thing because there was also that thing back then where it was like, what if this fell into the wrong hands?
Yeah.
And here, the Doctor's just meeting people. Yep. She might not even meet them yet, but this might be a person who's tagging along with like Ryan or Yaz.
Like, come on.
And they just follow them into this blue box, and they don't even react. And I'm like, what? Why?
It's very weird. And like, on top of that, there's so many episodes, even in the previous series, where she just leaves it.
She just leaves it.
It's like they walk out of it, and like obviously that happens from time to time. But there's episodes where you almost don't even see it.
Yeah,
like it's not important at all.
And it's a thing as well where it's like, why are you parking this thing so far away? You can go anywhere. You're walking up to a haunted mansion in the rain.
Yeah.
Why would you leave the box?
Inside.
Why would you leave the box, go, oh shit, it's raining?
Yeah.
And then go, oh look, there's a house down there about 2 kilometres, let's go there. Get back inside the box, fix up those coordinates, and just land inside the freaking
inside
house.
It. It's so
like,
stupid.
What are you doing, guys?
And like, look,
I mean, you can tell that I've thought about this a lot.
Yeah.
Because it bothers me.
It is, and like even going back to the like as a child watching the TARDIS, like the shots like in like Eccleston's the one with Charles Dickens. Yes. When Charles Dickens watches it and it fades away and the snow falls through it
and everything,
and it's beautiful. And like even through Matt Smith and Capaldi, they lessened that how cool that was. Yeah. There's not a single shot of that this series.
The only, like, not this series, but the only one I can remember was in Series 11, where it materialises in an alleyway.
Yeah. It was in the Rosa Parks one.
Was it in the Rosa one?
The camera moved and it was fading as the camera moved. Okay, and it was like, this is sick.
Yeah. But that's the only time where you get a shot like that. And even hearing the sound.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
I don't remember the last time we heard the that, you know?
What was that, Clara? It brings hope to everyone whoever hears it. Yeah, well, I didn't hear it, so there was no hope.
No hope for me in this series.
Oh, yeah, I guess maybe it was probably in the Judoon one with the police box or something. But
probably.
They've treated it weird. I think I did like have a little quick flicker of fire in my heart when I think Jodie at the end opened the door and she's like, "Oh, how you doing, mate?" And I was like, "Oh,
yeah, that was cool.
That was really that was just nice really cool for her to talk to it."
Yeah.
And it's because she's got 3 other people she has to talk to all the time. The TARDIS gets no attention.
Yeah, exactly. And but yeah, if they just implemented more of that, like, mysterious vibe towards the TARDIS and her just being a little bit more careful of who she does allow on board and keeping it more as a secret rather than this is what we're going to use to fix this, then I feel like it'd be an aspect of Doctor Who that would come back and personally I think would improve the show greatly. Yeah. Because it's just an added layer of substance. Totally. You know?
I mean, don't forget, in this series, she let 2 of the greatest inventors of all time in. One of whom...
What an influence that would be on them.
One of whom didn't really need to be there. Edison didn't have to come with.
Not at all.
At all.
No.
He was just there to be a big white man to say things were bad. No, it would be really nice. I just... Maybe, hopefully in this next series, maybe she... If there is no companions, there is a bit more time with her and the TARDIS.
And I would love to see, like, one of my favourite Matt Smith's episodes was Journey to the Centre of the TARDIS. Yeah. Just because you got to see a lot more of it. Yeah. Because, you know, she's always talking about, we'll go to the pool, the arcade, the bins, whatever. Like, just to see more of the TARDIS would be great. Yeah. And just, like... Yeah, just sort of, like, because, like, even though, again, it's been done with that Matt Smith episode, but just an episode where companions are exploring the TARDIS and come across things.
You know what I would like, and this is really stupid, but they almost actually did it in the Matt Smith era, is companions to walk in wearing swim stuff and they're wet. That would just be so good because they always talk about a pool and you never see it. Yeah. And sure, you don't have the budget to put a pool in a TARDIS.
Yeah, of course.
Just let them come in visually,
like walking off like an off doorway in the TARDIS.
Yeah, and they're wet and they've got like a towel or something. And the reason it was originally in I think the first Matt Smith series.
Where Clara comes out of the shower or something.
Yeah, well, no. Well, there's that, but there's also there was a series 5 with Amy, I think, because there was that talk of the swimming pool in the library. But Karen Gillan can't swim, so they didn't do it. But there was originally going to be a scene of like a TARDIS swimming pool, but they couldn't do it.
That would have been cool.
Because she can't swim. Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, Kazza.
Yeah, Kazza. I remember sending it to Josh, or I think I wrote Kazza Mazza, and he was like, "I don't know what you've written. I don't know what that is.
Is this English, William?
Yeah, where are you from?" But yeah, no, I think more magic to Doctor Who, because I think that's why Series 5 is the best series, because it is just magic. And I understand they don't want to do that again. Yeah. But bringing just the spark of it back, I think.
But, like, with that being said, though, even though they don't want to do it again, it's what made the show great.
Yeah.
And even, like, back with Tennant, he had that thing, not just with the TARDIS, but with himself, where he wouldn't openly be like, oh, I'm an alien from the planet Gallifrey, I've got 2 hearts and blah, blah, blah.
And if anything, this is the time to make the Doctor a mystery, when she doesn't even know who she is. Yeah.
Like, imagine if now she's like, because she can't be like, I'm a Time Lord from the planet. Like, imagine if in this Christmas special, someone questions her and she goes, I'm the Doctor from... And then she just stops.
Man.
And it's this moment of, like, she just looks broken because she doesn't know who she is anymore.
Oh. You know what hurts the most? It won't happen.
No, what hurts the most is that my dumbass came up with that.
Yeah, I know. Because you know what it'll be? It'll be little Daleks. Ah, it's Christmas time. That would be so sick. Because that's what this next series should be. Yeah. If you haven't heard already, it should be mysterious and dark and twisted. Yeah. It'd be really cool.
Because they were going to do that if Matt Smith stayed on for another series. They were going to make it dark.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to see that.
We've made it. We've hit an hour.
Wow.
Have you got something else to spark?
No, not... I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah. It's tricky. Like, we could talk forever because it was such a interesting series. There's so much going on. Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway is that it is getting closer.
It's getting a lot better.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm hoping it's that thing now where each series does top the previous a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. Don't want to overexcite myself.
I don't want this to be her series 5, where it's like, it can't get better from here kind of thing, you know?
No, not at all.
So we're almost at series 5. Like, next series could be hit.
Almost. Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. I'm hoping. Would you give it a rating out of 10?
It's tricky because it is... such a up and bumpy ride. 6.5.
Yeah,
it's like
I'd give it that.
It's weird how numbers once you start rating things.
I know.
7 looks big, even though it's not. But it just feels like
it feels big.
You need to earn that big number.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I just think it's almost like last series is only a 5.
Yeah,
if that.
I mean, for me, that would probably even be a 3 or a 4.
Yeah,
because it was just like I don't remember a thing.
No, just Rosa, just the Rosa episode.
Just Rosa,
yeah. And even that, just that
and
one
when
scene.
she falls through a train in episode 1. That's it.
And you get that wong. Speaking of, this episode, you got it. One. That was sick.
That was real. It's such a. Would you call it meta?
Yeah. It's, you know what it is? It's the back half of the Star Wars theme in Rise of Skywalker. Oh, yeah. That's what that is.
Things like that, I love. So
it's very good.
A great moment.
And I know we were literally just wrapping it up.
Go for
it. I feel like this episode, and maybe throughout the series, but I wasn't listening, bit better music. Because last series it was just kind of noises.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I feel like they lent a bit more in the orchestral Murray Gold. We just need him back, though, to be honest.
Just get him back. Or at least... use what he has already made in some cases.
Yes,
because when Peter Capaldi did his regen, and it's her and the rings falling off, and it's got
the Doctor's theme
from like season 1. Yeah. Like that was amazing, and I think that moment really ruined her first series for me because I heard that and saw how that was looked, and I was like, holy crap,
we're going back,
this is gonna be incredible. And then it happened and I was like, well, that's a bit of a letdown.
We never, and I do like the kind of riff they've got for her that comes in every now and then, but it just needs to be bigger. They just need to make
it. Am I right in thinking that she hasn't got a set theme?
She's kind of got one, but it feels less like her and more like when the show is happy. Okay. Like, it's more like, we've done it. It's like Dora's theme when at the end of the episode where she's like, we did it. It's that, but for Doctor Who.
Okay, yeah.
So there is sort of a theme, but it's buried. Like, the fact you don't know is telling, basically.
Yeah.
But I do think, we're stepping in the right direction. The music's getting better. Jodie's getting better. The companions are gone. It feels like Chris Chibnall's remembering that Doctor Who has existed before... Jodie Whittaker and the whole series. I'm very glad this episode was good because I had said to myself, if this doesn't work, I'm real worried. Like if the whole arc had fizzled and this was bad, and like it could still be bad. It could still.
Oh yeah.
If they manage if they ruin stuff even further, it could be. But I'm happy that I had fun.
Yeah,
totally. I feel like I haven't had fun in Doctor Who this much, like this episode just gone.
Yeah.
Since like Capaldi's last one.
Yeah.
Because that was real fun too, and I just feel like I don't know, Doctor Who's not been fun.
Yeah.
That was like, oh, the Master's running around. Oh, he's made Cyber Time Lords. That's so fun. Like,
people are hiding inside of suits of Cybermen.
Yeah, like, it's just fun ideas. Like, what if we did this? I feel like the last 2 series has been less, what if we did this? More like, in the real world, this happens. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
It's like, cool, I guess. But just have a bit more fun with it. So I'm glad Doctor Who's having a bit more fun.
More fun is always good.
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
And if you think so too, why don't you leave a like? And subscribe if you want more of this. Unless you're listening to this on Spotify, in which case, follow? I think you follow on Spotify. I don't know what you do on Spotify.
I don't even know what you do on Spotify.
Maybe, no, it's fine. But if you enjoyed listening, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, thanks for coming along on this very unplanned and crudely thought out podcast.
Yeah, that's what we do here, Sam. That is what we do here. And look, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I have to edit this. I think we powered through this.
I think we did.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put an intro and an outro and we'll be done. But until the next one of these that Sam is on, maybe. I don't know when that's going to happen.
Who knows? Whenever,
Christmas.
If Will ever wants to talk about Smallville and how crap that is,
maybe I will. Maybe I'll watch some Smallville and we can talk about it. You can explain to me why it looks...
that would actually be a really interesting
that could be really cool. You can explain to me why it looks like that. But until then, you have been... This is really weird. Usually Josh says, I have been Josh. And then I have been...
okay, so should I say...
You can just say...
So what do I say?
You can just say, I've been Sam.
Do I just say it?
Yeah, you can just say it.
Okay. I've been Sam.
And I have been Will. Until the next one, bye-bye.
See you later.
Good.